Excuse me, could I have your attention, please? Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone, and I'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight. I think we have a fabulous evening ahead of us. I'm Erica Frank. I'm the president of Physicians for Social Responsibility nationally, and I'm a prof at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver and a specialist in preventive medicine. And I'm also a person who's very glad to be here with y'all tonight. Of course, preventive medicine is a lot of the reason why I've been involved with Physicians for Social Responsibility, since, as most of you know, PSR is an organization dedicated to prevention. And we're going to be hearing a lot about that tonight, about the issues in preventive medicine, how PSR addresses them, and how some of the heroes who are being awarded tonight also work in preventive medicine. Physicians for Social Responsibility was founded nearly 50 years ago by a group of physicians who realized that there could be no meaningful medical response to nuclear war, that prevention was the only cure. PSR conducted research that influenced President Kennedy to initiate the Limited Nuclear Test Ban Treaty of 1963, and our work grew into a global organization called International Physicians for the Prevention of Nuclear War, and in 1985 we were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. It is worth applauding, isn't it? We soon recognized that other dangers to human health loomed as large as the nuclear threat and broadened our mission to address climate change and environmental toxicants. We helped pass safe drinking water and pesticide reform legislation, and we helped the healthcare industry to clean up its own act by removing mercury and PVC from its facilities. PSR chapters began to demand cleanup of the pollution caused by military production, and our experts helped to change the climate treaty negotiated in Kyoto. You'll hear more about these and other accomplishments as the night goes on, each of them demonstrating what is possible when physicians and other health professionals and other caring supporters such as yourselves add our voices to policy debates. PSR has grown to include 31 chapters throughout the nation, 60 student chapters at medical and public health schools, and more than 32,000 members who work with national and chapter board members and staff, like those here in LA, to form a unique nationwide network of health professionals that is committed to a safe and healthy world. Tonight, I'm happy to celebrate the LA chapter of PSR and the accomplished individuals who will be honored: Lawrence Bender, Dr.Hans Blix, Joe Cirincione, and Dr. James Yamazaki. Now, I should mention that I didn't make the decision to fly here lightly. I'm very committed to reducing climate change. I buy lots of carbon offsets, though, unfortunately, because I'm very conscious of my participation in producing carbon emissions. But I chose to come here tonight because I'm really excited about what's going on in LA, and Marta and Denise promised that they would make every hydrocarbon count. Being with you here tonight, I'm sure that they will. My research shows that when physicians make healthy choices, our patients become healthier too. And so too it is with our organization. Each PSR participant and each chapter inspires and motivates the rest of us. For example, the LA chapter was one of the first PSR chapters to address environmental issues in 1989 with a global warming symposium that attracted thousands. Other chapters followed suit, and addressing climate change is now a core part of our national mission. Together, we're building a vibrant organization that can make a real difference in preventing the many threats to human health and survival. We cannot do this without your support, and I thank you again for joining us. And along those lines, on your table, you will find these small white envelopes. I hope that as the evening progresses, you will be motivated to help us continue our important work by making a financial contribution. So I'd like to now introduce my friend, the president of the board of PSR Los Angeles, Dr. Curren Warf. Curren serves as the medical director of the high-risk youth and adolescent medicine program at Children's Hospital here in LA. He also directs a program for homeless and runaway youth at the LA Free Clinic and is an assistant clinical professor of pediatrics at USC's Keck School of Medicine. Curren also sits on our national board, and I'd like you to help me welcome Dr. Curren Warf. Curren?
Good evening. PSR-LA is dedicating tonight's gala to Dr. Saul Niedorf. Saul exemplified PSR's commitment to change. As a child-adolescent psychiatrist, he treated people in poverty, children affected by urban violence, and refugees from repressive regimes. He understood at a deep level that while one must treat the individual, we must address the underlying causes as well. We lost Dr. Niedorf earlier this year. As a young man, Saul spoke truth to power, and he felt the sting of being blacklisted during the McCarthy era. He became involved in the emerging civil rights movement. He marched with Martin Luther King from Selma to Montgomery. He opened his home to organizers of farm workers during their struggle to unionize and improve the inhuman conditions that the people who bring us our food endure. During the 1980s, great. During the 1980s, it's hard to talk about Saul without laughing, you know, it's the truth of the matter. During the 1980s, as the civil war in El Salvador drove tens of thousands of refugees to Los Angeles, Saul presented compelling testimony in court describing the use of torture and disappearances against the civilian population. Saul's testimony led to a major victory for the rights of immigrants when the court issued an injunction against the forced deportation of Salvadorian refugees. He gave so much. He opened his home. He gave his time, his ability to heal, and he gave his money. And until the end, he maintained a radical hope and a faith that the prescription for what ails this world lies in organizing. Saul was an indefatigable advocate for peace, nuclear disarmament, and social justice. He was courageous and he was kind, and he cared deeply for others and refused to descend into cynicism and paralysis. He was an effective advocate for the rights of immigrants, for workers, for children, and for youth. Saul was irrepressible and an inspiration to those who knew him. I'm deeply honored to present his incredible wife, Anne Marie Niedorf, a resolution from the state of California that honors Saul's lifetime commitment to peace, nuclear disarmament, and social justice. I'd just like to read, I have a certificate here from the State Senate. I'd just like to read what it says. On the occasion of being honored by Physicians for Social Responsibility Los Angeles, I am pleased to offer posthumous recognition of Dr. Saul Niedorf for his dedication to promoting the psychiatric well-being of the individual and the community. He made a lifelong commitment to social justice, peace, and nuclear disarmament, and his life is a shining example and inspiration to all. He exemplified commitment, integrity, and courage. I salute Dr. Niedorf on behalf of the California State Senate, 26th District. It is signed by Mark Ridley Thomas. So I would like to just present this to Anne Marie right now. Thank you.